Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode in Dungeonstalker. In this one, okay, one second. Before we get into this one, in the last episode we made this sort of terrain, and we used WorldEdit for that, and it was pretty successful, I would say. The terrain looks pretty good. However, today we're going to be focusing on this rather flat area, rather less terrainy, and we're going to be trying to make the big castle sort of finisher for the map, or not the map, the level. It's not quite at that point yet. So we've already mapped out a little bit. We've got this area here, or this skeleton here, and various points over there, and these are going to indicate little platforms, sort of mini areas attached to the side of the main area, and the players will be able to go there for some extra loot or whatever, but it's not going to be the main path to the wall. In the meantime, there is going to be a main path to the wall, and I'm going to put that in the center, as one might expect. Let's see, about here is good, and I'll just sort of scout out the area like that. Let me see. Okay, and right there, sort of. Anyway, so it's going to be about yay big, right? And then that'll be extended up. I don't know how far yet. Probably about. That's the world limit. Okay, this might be a little bit shorter than I was expecting. Probably up to about here then. Probably should have thought of that before doing this whole thing, but whatever. Oh well. Yeah. So anyway, that'll go up to about as high as we can make it go up. And then these ones will be lower, and we'll have various areas within the main one. Hopefully it'll be cool, and we'll get started in just a moment. So this here is the world limit, can't be any taller than that. So we're probably going to put the roof somewhere around here-ish, just so there's a little bit of headroom for anything we want to stand up above the roof. Maybe we'll put it here. Knowing me, we'll need exactly one more block than I allowed for. Anyway, so this is going to be the border of the area, or the border of the building, I should say. The area is much larger, as you can probably notice. And the platform for this large center area is going to extend all the way to the other one, and of course around the others. I won't force you to watch that, the rest of that though. Like so. So it'll be about that big by that big. So it's a pretty hefty area, I think. Let's see if that's a you know, a border or a rim, then it'll be up a block. So I guess we have one more block of space, in fact. Anyway, I think let's see. I think we should probably just start building up some skeleton areas for this whole area in general. So I'm going to do that off camera, because obviously I'm not going to do that on camera. And I will see you in just a moment. I've begun the building process, and currently it just looks like a giant coffee table. Hopefully we can work out the coffee table-y details in the future of this build. But it is currently looking rather coffee table-like. Yeah. I'm currently adding some struts, some supports or whatever they're called, so that it'll not look quite so horrible. It does still look a little bit out of place. I guess the whole thing is going to look out of place, sort of. No. Once the background's good, it'll look better. And I think this could already look all right as a part of a whole. As a part of the big castle, just as long as the big castle is a little bit more interesting than this one little chunk. But I still do want to add more details to it, so I need to figure something out for that. At the very least, it'll be connected by a bridge to the main build, and that'll help, I'm sure. Whether it'll help enough is a different story, but it'll help at least a little. I suppose that means this main story is going to have several different layers, several different floors, which is which will look much cooler than just one, certainly. But I need to figure out exactly what kind of structure this thing needs to have as well. And of course, it won't all be just plain black. It needs some contrast as well. Hence the planks there, in fact. But still, it needs more than that. I like this one. This one's pretty good now. I've improved it a little bit with some railings and some stripes and a little ornamental piece around the top of the each corner. And of course, then there's already the stuff that we put in the previous clip, or showed you in the previous clip. This one doesn't have a fair bit of stuff that one does, and it's currently looking worse for it, I think. Hopefully we can get this looking pretty good by the time it's done, but I think it needs a more interesting shape, because it is very square. So I'm going to try and figure out something for that. In the meantime, I'll probably just work on this other one here and maybe that one over there, and then hopefully we'll have something kind of finished, or not kind of finished, but some chunks of kind of finished area in the next clip. Aha! Stuff has happened, and you can see it right here. So basically, what I've been doing is trying to add little details to one part in such a way that it can be easily added to all the other parts that are the same sort of place. So, for example, I've got this sort of shape on the corner, top piece corner, and I've got the same piece over here, and that kind of thing. I've also got a system going on with the banisters, although over here is the only place where it's actually finished. I've got sort of this cage-like thing, and then on the edges are these two stairs, and that goes over here, and anyway, I think it looks pretty cool. There are other details too, and I made this cool banner, which I like that one. I do. I think it adds something, at least. Anyway, I don't think there's too much more to show, really. I have changed the shape of this place as well, because it was just too large and too table-like and box-like, and it needed some sprucing up. And of course, I still need to do this building here, which I will eventually do, but not right now. Anyway, that's definitely an improvement over the last clip. And it's looking pretty good right now. I think once we improve it some more, it'll be good. I was going to, basically once we spread these details to the rest of the place, it'll look good. I was going to add some ice into the build as well. I don't know whether I'm going to keep it. It's a little bit bright for me, is my main problem with it. So you can see that chunk of ice from a mile away. But if it's more common, it probably won't be so easy to pick out. It probably won't be quite so obtrusive. And if we do add ice, then that means when the players are coming by with their torches, the ice blocks have a chance of melting and flowing all over their torches, and generally making a pain of themselves, which would be kind of funny. So that's an option. It's kind of the right color, but like I said, a little bit too bright. However, I think that's probably going to be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you'll enjoy the next one. Ideally, we'll finish the thing. But either way, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.